I listen to Debatable Decisions.
We listen to Debatable Decisions.
This is half the hustler, and you're now rocking with Debatable Decisions.
I listen to Debatable Decisions.
I get that bad, they gon' hate on me. They get that bad, they gon' change on me. Kyrie with the team, they gon' trade on me. Curry in the wing, they gon' fade on me.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Corey Scales, and this is Cutie Pie to the left of me.
And this is Debatable Decisions.
Well, how you doing, stranger? You're a stranger. It's like I haven't seen you in a month.
Oh, I thought you were making funnies because my mask is on.
Oh, no.
We all know he's feeling a ways about that right now.
Can you please take it off?
I don't know.
Please.
Gotta be careful out here.
Explain to me why you have it on.
Because I had COVID before.
So did I.
So why aren't you wearing yours? Was it?
I don't need to.
I'll think about it. Go ahead. Let's.
What's going on, people? How y'all doing? We back. Debatable Decisions. We have a special guest today, Mr. Black John, a.k.a. Mr. Take Money, a.k.a. Mr. See Him and Shaking Your Boots. What's going on, good brother? Gotta get closer to the mic so the people can hear you.
How y'all doing today?
We cooling. We do this every week. Debatable Decisions. Come in here, have good conversation. That's the whole point of being here. COVID, since you want to remind us of how serious it is. Good brother, you're a barber by trade.
No question.
How did that work for you throughout the pandemic?
Well, they shut us down for a minute.
Okay.
They shut us down for a good minute. Then you had to do house calls or whatever type of hustle you was going to do to survive. Nobody knew about what was going on. So, you know what I mean?
How did that work out for you?
I'm here. I'm blessed.
No question.
Yep.
No question. That's a good thing. I don't know.
Well, that'd be a good time to do a little shout out to your business.
Sponsors?
Yeah,
You want to
what
touch
I'm
the sponsors now?
I don't know. Is that?
All right. Why not? Shout out to Music Man. Shout out to Humble and Hungry. That's actually our first sponsor that actually put up some paper. I wanted to speak about that a little later, but since COVID lady over here wanted me to speak on it. Yeah, Humble and Hungry. Ave Jr., Ave Cloud, Avery Cloud Jr. They got a dope company, clothing company, t-shirt brand, believe a few hoodies, similar to what you're doing. Yeah, we can speak about that a little later, definitely. But it's dope, and I love the concept, Humble and Hungry. So, but I want to jump into our interview. This is a very interesting person we had here today. It's funny, we had a great conversation earlier. I took a lot of wisdom from it. The brother, born in Chester, moved to Harrisburg at the age of 10.
Yeah.
What do you remember about Chester?
I mean, I used to go back and forth after we came up here for a few summers.
Okay.
And all that. So,
Okay.
I was let me move up a little bit. I was my mom, raised me basically. My pop left at an early age. My eyes turned to the street.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Start running with older homies and all that. We used to backflip. Then we start break dancing and all that type of stuff.
Right.
And then
that was actually the cool things to do.
Yeah, we was backflipping and then we start break dancing. Then later on came the hustling and all that.
We'll get to that.
Now, was that in Chester or was that
that was
here?
in Chester.
Okay.
I was hustling since 86, 10 years old. Yeah.
I'd like to know a little bit about Chester. Never.
Chester, I met a couple people from Chester being locked up. Chester's wild from what I understand. It's a suburb of Philly, and it's definitely wild. I met some good dudes from Chester, definitely. So 10 years old. So hold on. You said your pops left at an early age, never to return?
I mean, I've seen him again after he left, but never to come back to our house. No.
Okay. Mom Dukes ruled with the iron fist?
No question.
Gotcha.
No question.
10 years old, moved to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Do you know what made your mother move here, of all places?
Yeah, she got a better job.
Okay.
My mom had a few degrees and all that. So
Okay.
she had got a better job.
What type of work was she doing?
She was doing, I want to say she was human resources.
Sources? Okay.
That's the lane a lot of us. Yeah,
Okay. Is that the same thing she was doing?
Human relations.
Human relations?
Now, she was a teacher in Chester.
Okay.
She started doing human relations up here.
Gotcha. And when you got here, where did you move to when you got to Harrisburg?
First crib, and we moved her up here when I was 8. So 1632 North 2nd Street was the first crib.
1632 North 2nd. That's like Midtown.
Yeah.
Midtown.
Not really. It's right there on Kelker. I mean,
that's a 1600 block?
Green and Hamilton.
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
All right, I got an idea where
Be
you're
a halfway house there back in the day. A lot
I
of
know.
people probably don't remember that.
Green and Hamilton.
Yeah.
Halfway house. Nah, I don't.
There used to be a halfway house right there.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Right
I know
by
exactly
Tasha
what you're
and
talking
Lisa
about.
Glenn's crib. Yeah.
Okay.
Back in the 80s.
Yeah. I the first spot I moved to when I moved to Harrisburg was 2040 North 4th Street. I don't know why I always remember that address. I don't know why it was so monumental, but that's like 4th between Peffer and McClay.
That was 2312.
Yours was 2312?
2312.
Okay. Where did you move from? I thought you was born here. But that's just your first address that you remember.
No, that's not the first address I remember, but I lived uptown.
Okay. Got you. Wow, that's crazy. So Harrisburg, how did Harrisburg receive you once you got here?
It was rough. It was rough. I remember when I used to call back to Chester so much. My mom's phone bill was like $1,200. That was a vicious whooping. You know what I mean? But yeah, a lot of chasing home and all that. You know, my mom telling him, give him a Rambo.
Do you remember names of those that was doing the chasing?
You would be the one.
It's my gang. It's my gang, Green Street. Like I used to go through it with them. I beat Van at basketball. They come around there 30 deep. Me and Chad throw our hands up. You know, they come trying to roll on me and all that. You know what I mean?
Got you.
And you know, that lasted for a little bit too. Me and my homie Quan. I don't know if you know Quan Jones. Quan Jones, Zen from Philly and all that.
Zen from,
I know
used to live
Zen.
on 6th Street.
We was down at the market one day, man. My mom had gave me this stick and all this stuff. So, you know, I was like, I'm done running. So, you know, I just don't let nobody roll on me. Right. Then it was you know, they was like, nah, we just want you to roll with us.
They giving me the signal to get you a little closer to the mic.
They was like, nah, we want you to roll with us. So, you know, that's what it was. Still didn't trust them though. Used to go down there and hoop with them and watch them punish, pound on people and all that. You know, then I jumped in one day. You know, after that it was all love, man. We was all together from that point on. Start cutting their hair. You know, we was just rolling from that point on.
Gotcha. The friendship lasted this long?
Yeah, this long, man. Like, you know, since I was like 10, 11, been rolling with them, man. So, yeah, that's how that happened.
So, if you were to have moved onto the hill,
yeah,
you think you still would have repped Green Street or been cool with the Green Street dudes?
I can't say that because I ain't never moved on the hill. I've been uptown since I've been up there. I had a homie on the hill. Trail was my homie. That was my Trez. That was my homie on the hill. So like, you know, football, basketball, and all that.
Why does that name sound familiar? Trail.
Trail, you know, he used to do his 1-2 out there on the hill. Like they respect him. He respected out there. He was that dude out there.
Were you I'm sorry, go ahead.
Is he still here?
Yeah. We be going fishing and everything.
Okay, so that's not who I'm thinking about. Okay, all right, got you.
Were you an athlete?
No question. I played basketball and football.
Were you nice?
No question. I'm still nice. I'm still nice right now.
I retired after I did.
Oh, you retired now?
Yeah, I got a gel basketball wound.
I was about to say it sound like a I hear a challenge coming on.
I just won a championship out Sioux Drive,
You did,
Uptown Lot Boys.
but you didn't play.
But my mind.
Gotcha. I respect
You know
that.
what I mean?
Got you. Got you.
Got a
Got you.
basketball IQ. So
Gotcha.
But my mind.
yeah, mine is dangerous.
Only basketball, football,
No,
baseball.
football was nice too. I was a running back in football.
Okay.
Coach Mike Elby and all that.
LB for who? I played for LB.
Mike Elby, that was
Junior
our
high
coach.
school, middle school,
Yeah, well,
7th grade.
Well, how
That's what
old
I
are
was
you?
gonna say.
I'm 45.
You kind
you
of
played
skipped
with
over
me.
the whole school thing. Like, what
7th
school did
Yeah,
he go to?
That's
Like,
where I went to. I went to up the zoo. Yeah, I was there.
I played 7th
I
grade
remember Jelani.
with
Good.
remember
Lindell
Giz? Remember Big Giz?
Kevin Stinson. Yeah, I remember
Giz was a terror on my team. Who else? Sean Simmons was the running back. Jay Lewis.
Yeah, Big JR.
Yeah, JR Lewis.
I
Yeah.
played against all them dudes, and we played in the hood.
Okay, I got you. So
let
what?
me tell you, let me run you back, because before I start hanging with them, I was hanging down on Calgary Street with my cousin Boop and little Calvin, the coach at Harrisburg High right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we used to play against JR. And JR, we might play with Green Street against them, Penn Street. JR, Corey.
Yeah, Corey was
Big,
nice. Corey was an athlete.
Big Sean Simmons. We used to play against them.
Sean Simmons was an athlete.
I used to play against them behind a laundromat.
Okay.
Green and Penn, yeah.
All right. So what that? I'm trying to think. Who else was Van? Your homie?
Hit hard too.
Nah, I'm not even talking about
hit
football.
hard on football.
I'm not even talking about football.
What you talking about?
Basketball?
Nice, but I used to bust his. That's how me and Green Street started getting into it behind Van.
I remember playing on a crate court behind a laundromat.
Mm-hmm.
Van used to go hard.
Van was nice. Handle everything.
Yeah. They used to call him the Chinese Jordan. That was funny. Van was cool.
I still talk to him now.
That's a good thing. Lifelong relationships.
Yeah.
Lifelong friendships. But so 10 moved up here, moved uptown, started running around, playing sports, got chased home a couple times.
Yeah.
Got tired of getting chased.
Yeah.
Stood up.
Yeah, no question.
What about middle school age? What about going to the zoo?
Let me tell you about middle school.
Because that's the first time you really have to mingle with the opposite side of the city. The whole city for real at that time.
All right, yeah, we'll go there. Then I'll tell you. We'll come back and you probably ask about the hill and all that stuff, right? So at middle school, first time at middle school, went to middle school, got kicked out of middle school. Somebody said something about my mom, punched him in the face in the class. Get kicked out of middle school. First year, I'm down Cameron.
Just for one fight?
Yeah, punch him in his face in the middle of the class. He like, yo, he's out of here. He's expelled.
What house were you in?
House, I want to say 2. Miss Croom's class. I was in Miss Croom's class.
Oh, you remember the teachers?
Yeah. House 2. In Miss Croom's class, punched his ball in his face, out the chair and all that. Expel me. I'm at Cameron now.
Okay.
That's where I meet the Trail and them from the first time. Trail, Tashawn, and all them. That's where we went down Cameron.
For those,
the original Cameron.
For those that don't know, that was like the alternative school.
Yeah, the alternative school.
You get in trouble in school, you get sent to Cameron.
Yeah, KP, Kathy Bell. I'm talking about, this is wild. They had a smoke break. School had a smoke break.
Explain that. A smoke break for the students?
Yes.
That's
10,
wild.
11 o'clock was smoke break time.
That's wild.
Hold on. This is middle school. 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah. And then everybody else is up front. Kevin Kev, Reefer Bud, people like that is up front. Mister.
Okay.
You know, my homie from my brother.
Right.
They all
Harvey's
up front.
brother.
We in the back.
You. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Chad Rain, all them dudes, they was in the front. We was in the back. We got a smoke break at 10, 11 o'clock, man.
That's wild.
It is.
I knew Tashawn, I'm saying I was like 12 years old.
So did it help going to Cameron?
I didn't help. They got a smoke break. When you go to school,
I feel you.
Yeah,
you
we
go to school, they
got a smoke break.
So
You a kid, you 10, 11, 12, they got a smoke break for you.
yeah, I'm trying to
Picture it.
yeah,
I'm definitely trying to picture it.
definitely. That's
Now, I'm gonna tell you where it
threw
was
me
at.
off.
Y'all know where Harrisburg Dairy is on Cameron Street?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all know
Yeah.
right next to it, the car lot right there?
Yeah.
That was our school.
Oh,
I
That's
promise you.
crazy.
It's a garage. That
that's
was our
wild.
school. That was the first Cameron.
So being in that type of environment, a lot of people might have quit. Did you?
No, I couldn't. My mom was on my top, you know.
Yeah.
I had that, you know,
Gotcha.
I was almost in Cameron all my life. Being real with you. I'm gonna tell you a story about it.
So did your mom, once being a teacher, have any effect on how you maintained in school?
Now I like went my own way. You know what I mean? But like she did everything that she could do.
Being rebellious?
Yeah, I was wild, man. Like, yeah.
Think because Pops wasn't there? Was it something to deal with that or hurt?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that that's part of it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Moving everywhere.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just trying to find myself at an early age up here.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, you know, I went my own way, but she did everything that she could.
Okay.
I was raised right. You know
Of
what I'm
course,
saying?
yeah.
No question.
Right.
So Cameron, so you never got out of Cameron and like went to one of the high schools?
Listen, I went down to school on Cameron Street. That's the first Cameron. The second Cameron was at the Y, uptown.
On upstairs on the second
Uptown,
floor?
on the second floor. That was the second Cameron. From there, we went to middle school.
Okay.
So I ended up back at middle school, but I was in Cameron. I was in house 3.
Okay.
That's where Cameron was at.
House 3. I don't remember that part.
Yeah. And then at this time, you know, the hill and uptown thing is jumping all crazy like that. So we fighting all the time.
All right. So why though? Can you let me know why y'all are having these fights? Just because y'all from one section of the 2 different sections of the city? Like did something happen? There's something now y'all young men, middle school age.
I'm gonna keep it established. My brother Peanut asked me, he was like, yo, come rumble with us. I'm like, all right, I'm with it. Like we slide up there, we walk up there. We walk all the way to the school. This was one of the anybody you ask, anybody who was up middle school, this probably was one of the craziest rumbles the zoo ever had. We walk all the way up there, we get there. Peanut say something to boy TT, he running the building. They come back out with 1 million people. I want to say Damian Locker was trying to fight Peanut. He was big boy, so I told now watch out, I got him, you know.
Right.
And that ain't go nowhere. Peanut and TT got in the circle. You know, when you used to rumble back in the day, you had to get in the circle, everybody lock hands and all that. So they got in the circle, they did what they did. And Demetrician or whoever was coming down there. So everybody started running. We started walking back uptown. We talking to them, talking stuff to them while they getting on a bus. Next thing you know, the bus stopped and they run all off the back of the bus. they run off the back of the bus. We rumbling in the middle of the field, out in the back, that field that you pull up at, the whole field is rumbling. And that's where Black John came from.
Putting in work.
Yeah, no
Making
question.
Because that was going to be a question.
They wanted to know who I was.
Gotcha.
So
for a reason?
The only way they could identify Black John. That's how that name came.
That was going to be a question.
Yeah, fighting up that joint, man. Then we walked back home. Summer came. We got cool again. We got cool again with the hill. When I came back up from my pops, I was driving.
Okay.
We all went back out on the hill. We was all cool. Then we went over by Chad no way, Eddie Jackson and all them. They had a block party over there. So when we get over there to the block party, Eddie Jack, they running out of houses, big car jacks, everything. We thinking trailing them to set us up out here. You feel me? Doug Pitts and them lived right around the corner though.
Okay.
So they come out trailing them, they squashing them out like, nah, we cool, like this and that and the third. But me and Eddie had rumbled down Club Met. I mean, previously.
And this is still middle school.
Yeah, this is middle school time. Previously, so we shake hands or whatever, but I really want fun. Then nothing happened. We went to Doug's crib, went back uptown. But after that, something else happened at the school and we ended up fighting again.
Is this did you start boxing already at this time?
Yeah, I was boxing probably, yeah, definitely around that time.
Okay.
Yeah,
What got you into the boxing?
just being from the hood. But when they started the running and all that stuff, I quit. I ain't like running. So I was like, that wasn't for me. I started playing football. But yeah.
Okay. So the boxing, what you learned in the boxing ring helped you.
No, I was a natural. I
Okay.
already, I grew up doing that down Chester.
Okay.
They teach you, I was taught that by my big cousin. I was going to call my cousin to let you hear it out of his mouth. And he didn't answer his phone. But yeah, I was taught that down there.
Gotcha.
So, you know what I mean? But yeah.
All right, so that's high school. You said that's when Black John was created.
Yeah, after that fight in the field.
Okay.
They wanted to know who I was, so that's how they
Gotcha.
identified me.
Gotcha.
Yeah, us dark skinned people, they always put black in the front of our. I'm being real. They always put black in front of our name.
Yeah, so that's how they
specify.
the boy Black John. That's how that came about.
That name carries. Like that name, I heard that name when I first came back to Harrisburg. I wasn't sure who it was. They said Green Street. I had an idea who it was. But when you bring the name up, sometimes it depends on who you're asking. It's funny. I was speaking to a mutual friend we have. And he was like, yo, listen, it depends on who you ask.
Mm-hmm.
Some people you ask, they're going to say, yo, he's the coolest, dopest, most loving person in the world. But other people, they're going to have nothing nice to say at all. And it might invoke a little fear in their heart.
That comes with the territory, though. So you already know. That's what it is,
Did you do things to carry out that name? Like, did after getting that name and the reason you got it, did it excite you and you want to do more devilish, basically?
I mean, when you're in the streets, you all the way in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You all the way in with that.
So let's take it to
you did all type of stuff. You know what I mean? My homies is still down right now.
So the question would be though, how did the name change you? Did it change, specifically, how did it change you?
You feeding off of the name. You know what I mean? That's what you do. You know what I mean? You feed off the name. That's what everybody does. Anybody in the streets, they do what they do to get a name. Most people, anyway.
So what's the next encounter that, you know what I mean? Oh, that's Black John, you know what I mean? It's out there again. What would be the next encounter? The next big thing that occurred? Because this is a new name now. You know what I mean? I'm trying to connect the two.
Where it went after that?
Yeah, I'm trying to connect the dots. Right,
Where it
exactly.
went after that was now, after we was in middle school, we fighting. My name is crazy up middle school. If you ask anybody from the Hill that was up middle school, Hill, South Side, around the time I was up there, and you say who was the rumbler of town, they're going to say Black John. That was me. I used to terrorize people, to be honest with you. I was terrorizing people. But at the same time, my whole squad we was doing what we was doing. We was terrorizing. But yeah, I'm definitely one of the names from uptown that used to terrorize people.
No, I remember your name. I think you got maybe 4 years on me, maybe. But I remember the name. But I was like, I didn't know who was. I was low key, but I remember the name.
We come up, that was our thing. We get off the bus, we try and see what's up.
When he said Black John, I was like, oh, I remember that name.
Yeah, we like to dress. I was hustling back then too. So, dress, we fly, we getting a little bit of paper. The money that we getting on my block was jumping. Green and Pepper. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, yes.
It used to be Green and Pepper. Green and Pepper was jumping. Everybody down there was getting money.
I remember.
Then years later, when we start shooting and all that stuff happened, we moved it down to Green and Minnick.
How did that happen? Because I remember a lot of fights, especially coming up in middle school. Fights. Even high school, 9th grade, which would have been 1990.
Yeah, see, that's down the line. That's down the line from middle school. When that happened, I had already was up to high.
Okay.
I gotta say this though, because I was at middle school, up the zoo, but I was in Cameron.
Right.
So I played football from Cameron. I played basketball from Cameron. I had a teacher I used to fight all the time, bro. Like, this ain't no exaggeration. I used to fight all the time. My mom bring me back to school. I be fighting and get kicked right back out of school. So I had a teacher named Mr. Palmer. Rest in peace to Mr. Palmer, right? Anybody went to Cameron used to call him Palmer's Pigeons. He had all these pigeons and all this stuff, right?
Oh, okay,
Yeah, Mr. Palmer. So
okay.
I was fighting all the time. My mom bring me back. I get, right back out. They calling me to the office. So Mr. Palmer sat me down one time. I came back to school. He kicked everybody out of the class.
So you could
He's
talk
like,
to him.
everybody, y'all, let me talk to him.
Mm.
So when I came, I'm like, what? This is different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I know this dude from 2 Cameron schools, though. So he sat me down. He said, what's wrong with you, man? I said, what you mean? He like, is you stupid or something? I'm like, what?
Why are you talking to me like that?
Why you talking to me like that? I got defensive. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, what? Like, you don't talk to me like that. He like, listen to me. So, I respect him, man.
Right.
So like, he like, listen to me. He said, your mom's a single parent, right? I'm like, yeah. He like, so your dad don't live with you? I said, nah. He like, your mom's a single parent. She work every day. I'm like, yeah. He said, then she got to take off work to bring you back to school all the time. So I'm asking you, are you stupid or something? That's what he said.
Right. He's being real.
Like yesterday, right? So, I'm like, nah, I ain't stupid. I ain't never even tried to do no work.
Mm.
He said, well, listen. He said, this is what's going to happen. He said, he already got permission from wherever he got permission. He said, you going to be in my class for every class.
He goes, so
and you going to learn.
His wing.
Like, you going to learn. So this is what happened. This is real rap. Rest in peace to him. But the homeboy sat me in his class. He taught me everything. Like, everything. Every class I had was in his class. So it's to the point where I was so sharp. I started playing football and basketball from Cameron now. Like, nobody never did that.
Right. Shout out to teachers, the real ones.
Yeah, I probably was the only one that ever did that. So, like, you know what I mean? He sat me down, got me ranked. And to the point at the middle of the school year, because I was behind at this time, I'm just coming to school to fight.
Right.
So at the middle of the school year, they sent me to John Harris.
Mm.
OB, keep it a stack with you. Like, I got to keep it a stack with you. Like, they put me in 9th grade in the middle of the year, special ed. I ain't putting no names out there. It was a lot of dudes down there that had the Underground Railroad.
Understood.
To get to the classes and all that, right?
Right.
But it is what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Half of the year, I went to the high school. And then the next year, I was in regular 10th grade. That's what Mr. Palmer did for me.
Because of Mr. Palmer.
Yeah.
I mean, his name, when after you said the pigeons, because I didn't go to the middle school, so I didn't know him. But I had a friend who talked to, she had lots of nice things to say about him. So when you said that, I was like, oh, okay.
Boy, it was the truth, man. I mean, got me up the high in the middle of the year. I jumped 2 grades in 1 year.
That's crazy.
With Mr. Palmer, like, you know what I mean? But then, again, I got kicked out of the high and I started going to Penn. My mom put me in cosmetology because I used to cut hair even back then. So,
what year you got to William Penn? Do you remember?
I say it might have been like 91, 92. Because like 93, I was done.
Finished.
Yeah. She said, what you going to do? She said, I'm not be paying no fine for you keep, skipping school and all that. So what you going to do? I said, Mom, I'm done. She signed me out.
What, so after you did all of that work, after, Mr. Palmer put that interest into you, you did all that work to jump 2 grades and what you said, a half a year, basically?
Yeah.
Why didn't you take it and say, I can really do this? Let me live this way. Or was it just basically
I was too far in at that time. I'm selling drugs. I'm buying my own school clothes. I'm like, this, I ain't with none of this. You know what I mean? I'm thinking I'm grown, basically.
Did you continue that relationship with Mr. Palmer after you left his classroom?
I ended up going to the, I ended up going to do some time. So once I did my time, I wasn't thinking about myself.
So you was doing the right thing in school, but still outside of school, you was hustling, doing
whatever,
but still getting focused enough to where when you got to school, you gonna do what you gotta do.
2 grades. Jump to 2 grades.
That's a story in itself.
Right.
You feel me?
Totally.
Yeah, so that means you got a man to put time and energy into you. You're gonna do the right thing in that setting. But when you don't have somebody that's really pouring into you outside of school, that's where you just start walking off, making a bunch of dumb decisions.
Debatable
Yeah.
decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we all we in at this time.
Right.
You gotta remember, like we all we in. We beating people up all in the neighborhood. Just got our first joint shooting, all that type of stuff, man. Like anything you name, we did it. It's old heads down there that's 10 years older than me, but they remember me from a Peewee.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So like the Nookie boys, all them dudes, I knew them when I was a Peewee.
Gotcha.
Shawnee Johnson, everybody down there. I'm talking about these is the older cats. Kev McWhite, all them dudes, they older than us. Dre White, all them dudes. We was Pee-wees, you know what I mean? But we was in it, all the way in it.
So you get signed out, Mom Duke sign you out.
Yeah, she said she gonna sign me out. I told her I'm done.
So you said that was 93.
Yeah, that was about 93. I said I'm done.
So that's what, 42? I mean, no, 16.
Yeah, about that. 15, 16, yeah.
All right. So from 16 to how long was it before you got locked up the first time? I had to do a bid.
A bid?
Mm-hmm. Signed out at 16.
Me and Bus, our first bid, I went to Woodside my first time. Me and Bus got bit by the dog and all that type of stuff. But that wasn't no bid. That was just a juvenile drink, a little probation. Walked that off.
Okay.
My mom ended up leaving.
Where'd she go?
She went to Alabama. So when she went to Alabama, that was like around 94. My son was about to be born, a little black.
Okay.
So I stayed here with Peanut and his mom.
Okay. That's peace.
Aretha, you know what I mean? I
Okay.
stayed here with them. And I was living with him. Started messing with a few females. Got my own spot. And moved with them, things like that. Selling drugs real heavy. First wheel, first crib, things like that.
What was your first wheel? Just curious.
Escort wagon.
Ah.
Put a system in it.
With the 15s in it. Yeah.
That was my second in escort.
I hated them.
Escort wagon. I'm probably like 16. I was driving up to school when they was going to school.
Right.
Me and Nut had wheels down there around that time. So
What Nut had?
he had a rabbit.
I like
white
Oh,
rabbit.
VW. And is that a
Convertible
Volkswagen?
joint?
Nah, he just had an all white regular
Okay.
rabbit. His joint was pounding.
Gotcha. So baby about to be born.
Yeah.
Baby on the way. Stresses of that. We all, us men, we know what happens with that. What comes with that. I'm still intrigued by the fact that you skipped 2 grades in 6 months. So that shows that you're extremely intelligent.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
You understand what I'm saying? Sign out of school after that. Still playing in the streets.
Yeah.
The things you doing, do you feel like I should be doing something else, or you feel like this is what you're supposed to be doing?
At this time, I'm done with school, so this is you be thinking you're gonna be hustling forever.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You think you're gonna get rich. So at this time, I'm all we in, man.
Whatever comes with it.
Yeah, we all we in. First we started with the weed, then we started with the work and all that. You know what I mean? First we was playing with powder. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Then we start, I think I don't even want to say where we got it from, but we got another area, the only people who had that Ready Rock at this time.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And then I got some, traded them something, got some. Fiends came down there and was like, yo, who's the boy Black John? I'm like, that's me. So we shooting dice. It's like 10 of them. Nobody's selling Ready at this time. We going Green and Minnie.
Okay.
Everybody's selling powder. It's like 10 of them. They like, yeah, you got that Ready Rock? I'm like, no doubt. We go in the alleyway. I remember like it was yesterday. I served everybody. I said, oh, I'm done with the powder. You feel me? That's when we hustling. We hustling heavy.
So how long after that did the ride on the upstate bus come? Because that life definitely
was like
doesn't
94. We in the
last
middle
long.
of war. We in the middle of war. Like 94.
War with who?
The hell.
Okay.
It's full-fledged. Everybody getting shot at, all that.
Okay.
It's full-fledged at this time.
So you spoke about the trail and that being your homie.
Yeah.
How does that affect your relationship?
I don't really want to keep saying his name. You know what I mean? Because he might not be comfortable with that.
Got you. No disrespect to anyone out there.
But I mean, you know, at this time, and that's my guy. So he, you know, what I mean, at this time, it's like he was in placement or something. He had came home and his girl came and got me like, your homie home. So I slid. It was at a game.
Mm-hmm.
So I slid. I'm like, yo, listen, this is happening. Don't get involved in that. You know what I mean? Because they wanted us to rumble even up middle school.
Okay.
But me and him was so tight that it never took place at this time. You know what I mean? Like never really. I mean, never took place. But like we was always close. That was my homie on the hill. So when I come on the hill, I go to his crib and then go up the street to a couple other girls I used to deal with out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you know what I mean, like it affected it. We used to argue and all that stuff when we was going through it, but never nothing
Physical, yeah.
physical.
Never let it go any place. Right.
You know what I mean? Now, him and other people, they probably had what they had, but me and him.
That's a true friendship, though.
Yeah.
Because when you got people in your ear on both sides, it's
hard.
easy
Yeah.
for something
get
to
lost.
happen. Yeah, one little spark and it's over. So you go upstate at what, 18?
Yeah.
17?
18.
18?
Yeah.
First spot you went to?
Camp Hill, then the Gradeford.
Okay. What you go upstate for? What was the charge?
Gun charges.
Okay. One or multiple?
One gun charge and probably some other cases I had.
So at 18, what was you sentenced to?
2 to 5 for the gun charge.
Okay. How much time you doing that 2 to 5?
I did 6 years.
I
maxed out on a 5, but I had some county shit too. So I ended up doing 6 years.
So you maxed out your 2 to 5.
Yeah.
For those that might not know, a 2 to 5 is you got a minimum and your maximum. Your minimum is your 2, your 5 is your max. When you get a 2 to 5, you're looking forward to coming home after 2 years.
Yeah.
Like that's what you plan on doing. To max out a bid, that means you didn't go up there and program the way you were supposed to.
No, even if you did at this time up there, like, you know,
They hitting you at the
rough.
board?
Yeah, they hit you. They hitting you. Gradeford was rough.
Just
man.
because?
Nah, if you get any write-up, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like, that's a wall.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Probably one of the worst prisons in the state at the time.
So you walk in one of the worst prisons at 18.
Mm-hmm.
Fear?
Yeah, fear of never being there before. You know what I mean?
How long did it take for you to adjust?
I mean, it's a different ball game.
Right,
You
I
coming in
was-
there young thinking it's a rumble. So you fire out a few rumbles down that
Mhm.
joint. So you thinking it's a rumble, but it's a whole different ball game. They pulling
Right.
out knives. Like, you know, you seeing people get stabbed in their head. You seeing people die in them joints. So it's a different ball game now.
So what did that do to you though? 18?
Yeah, because that's
I mean, I had to
still
go
super
through it.
young,
I had to
right?
go
It's still
through it.
super young.
But no. We've been through extreme situations,
Yeah.
but it's not normal for an 18-year-old to have to live in that
but
type of environment.
See, you got to learn how to adjust.
Yes,
Like,
definitely.
you know what I'm saying? We got into it with Philly.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We got into a crazy fight with Philly. A few dudes rolled out, and the rest of the people didn't. So when we went to yard, after we got off lockdown, we rumbled again. They chased me with weight bars, all type of stuff. We got stabbed the night of the rumble. Then when we got off, they chased us with weight bars, all this from Harrisburg ain't come to the yard. So make a long story short, that's where I learned the ropes right there. I said, oh, this is how I got to play now.
So you start hitting the push-ups heavy? What, you start practicing your boxing?
I'm working out everything. I got shipped to Rockville. Went to the I got shipped to Rockville. After that, it's a you know, you learn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this ain't no fighting thing here. Like, this is survival.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? And that's how that came, man. Like, you know, after Gradeford, after the stabbing, the chase with weight bars and all that, I went to Rockville. And then, you know, I'm playing how they playing.
So max out, do the extra 1 on the 2 to 5. What do you come home and do now? Like what's when you're on your way home, what's your mentality? What's on your mind? What are you saying you're going to do? Are you saying I'm leaving?
Do now. I'm waiting to get back out so I can do the same thing I was doing
Same
before I
shit.
got back.
So you
in.
had already decided you were going to do the same thing.
Yeah, I'm hustling. Like, we come home trying to get a couple of hours. That's what it was.
It was nothing or no one telling you, yo, listen, apply yourself to this? Or it wasn't a thought of yours?
Yeah, but you're not trying to hear it at that age because you got to
Okay.
remember, like, I'm coming home with. I'm 24. I come home. I'm 24. I come home. So
Yeah.
like I got a child too. I got
Yeah.
2
Okay.
kids at this time.
I was going to ask
Three
about. I was going to
kids,
ask how old was the baby.
When I raised, that wasn't my biological, but I raised her,
Mhm.
and 2 that was mine. So, man, you ain't be trying to hear nothing, man. You still thinking you this dude. You gotta go through
Invincible.
enough. You gotta go through enough pain to say, all right, I'm done this. You know what I mean?
So now what you do? By this time, have you developed
Let's not skip the stuff at Rockview.
Okay, let's go.
Speak
to me.
You know what I mean? Once I
Speak
hit the
to me.
Let's
Rockview-
talk about
So
it
what
then.
happened
Let's
when you
get
get
it.
to
Rockview,
Rockview?
I'm bitter from the stuff that happened
Okay.
at Gradeford.
Right.
You feel
So
me?
you got your get back.
Yeah, no question. Then I mean, we going through with Philly at Rockville. So, we rumbling the toughest dudes down there. You feel me? And I got to get a little get back from that. You know what I mean? Went to
Okay.
the whole maxed out. You know what I mean? Shout out to Daniil, man. Rest in peace to Daniil Giddens, man. One of the roughest dudes in the state, out of North Philly. You know what I mean? He killed the cop. They killed him down there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? One of the roughest dudes. That's my man was
Right,
just
right,
talking
right.
to today.
Right.
Used to run with them.
I
You
was
know what
gonna
mean?
say too, like you mentioned, having to fight Philly,
Yeah.
but I was kind of thinking like you're also kind of like from that area, so there was no.
No, you gotta remember, like I was born
Right.
there, but when I come here, like I was raised here. So when I go into jail, I'm not one of the dudes that say, all right, just because I was born in Chester, when I get in this jail, I'm gonna act like I'm from Chester.
Understood.
No, I'm from Harrisburg. I was born in Chester. The people that I deal with from Chester, we still thorough. But this is the squad.
Understood.
And that's what I stuck to. I didn't even go outside of the circle.
That's respect.
Yeah, I'm not one of them dudes that
Yeah.
get locked up and now I'm from Chester.
I'm somewhere else, right?
Nah, I'm from Harrisburg and my people in Chester, they respect me. I only ever lived in the 2 cities, Chester and Harrisburg.
Okay, understood.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
So you in Rockview. Your mind set on getting back. You ain't like the loss. You ain't like the
It's
shedding
not
of the
really
blood.
a physical loss. It's more of a
Mental. Your pride.
Your pride.
Ego.
Your
Yeah.
ego.
Can't sleep at night when somebody just got out on you.
And you learning the ropes though, as you going by, you learning the ropes. I never been upstate before.
Okay.
You feel me? So this is the first time. So now I'm learning the ropes. And I did my thing. You know what I mean? I come home after that, after maxing out. Ann Richardson was up there with me. A few other dudes, you know what I mean? Me and him got a tight relationship to this day. Matter of fact, I just got off the phone with him.
Okay.
One of the big homies was up there. I did my thing up there though. You know what I mean? After that, I came home trying to get back to where I was at.
So what? You came home? What's this? 96?
No,
97?
2001.
Yeah, because he said he went 4?
94?
Like 95.
Okay, 2000.
Yeah,
95.
2001.
2001. I had just got back 2001. I just got back to Harrisburg 2001. So what happened 2001?
I come home, it's a good feeling. New youngins on the block and all that. We getting to the money, we hustling, all nighters, all that type of stuff, trying to get back. And I'm living with Peanut and his mom again on Pepper Street.
Okay.
And I catch a coke case. I come home like 4 months. I catch a coke case. I'm jumping the wheel. So I'm hustling, jumping the wheel. I'm back, but I catch a coke case.
4 months after coming home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still on parole, so I can't make no bail, none of that.
Right.
So like 2002, I'm back out the county with the coke case and all that, and they give me a 3 to 9.
Ooh.
3 to 9. You just did 6.
6, right?
3 to 9. So that's a guaranteed.
3 at least.
That's a guaranteed 9 that you got to do.
Yeah, not a guaranteed.
No, I thought it was
No.
Guaranteed 3.
When I say that, I meant the
But
6
that's
plus the 3.
sentence.
Okay.
The 6 plus the 3. That's guaranteed 9. You're gonna have to give them. Hopefully, you don't have to give them the whole.
Okay, I see what you're
9
saying
of that.
now.
Yeah.
You doing the mathematics?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I apologize.
Come right back home. Like I say, 4 months later, I get a 3 to 9. I end up doing. They send me up Albion.
Okay.
I'm up Albion with my man, the model. Rest in peace to Mike G's, man. Oh my God, we was up Albion together. I mean, Stoney, few dudes, Tommy from the projects, T Facts, rest in peace. Troy, Tashawn.
Okay.
Tashiz, me and
Yeah.
Tashiz, we all up there. Marley, we a bunch of dudes, man. We up Albion, Billy Bear, all these dudes.
Is this where it was like, yo, I can't do this no more? Or you still dug in? You still living?
Nah, that one definitely wasn't. I can't do it no more. I got up there and the model ain't even want me to play on the basketball team.
Wow, what he wanted you to do?
Mike was like, nah, man, you can't play on the team. Lil Q was up there too, the athlete from down my way. He had the gel on Smash. He was the point guard. They was like, nah, you can't. They talking about you be starting stuff, all this and that. And I tell him, Mike, like, nah, I don't be starting nothing. I just don't let them get out on me, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? He realized that I jumped on another team, though.
Okay.
So we ended up playing them in the playoffs. He lost on them, you know what I mean? But I jumped on another team, so, you know what I mean? But he realized, oh, damn, this is just how, you know what I mean? Like, starting nothing. He just ain't letting nobody get out.
It wasn't nothing keeping you off that basketball court.
Nah,
Anyway.
I jumped right on another team. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm talking about wild though, bro. Busted E-Man in face with the basketball. They ready to kill me up there.
You?
Yeah. What?
You busted.
My man Sabor from South Philly, rest in peace. I mean, no rest in peace. Shout out to Sabor. He from South Philly. He was downgraded for with me though. Playing ball.
Oh.
Elbows me in my face. So I tell him, I'm like, yo, like he said, stop being, and threw me the ball. I drilled his glasses off his face. He like, I said, stop being. Play ball. Feel me? So now
Karma.
Now they like, you know, he said they try and roll on my man Meatball from North Philly. Like, I ain't gonna let y'all roll on him. You feel me? Matter of fact, Lil Kurt, you know Lil Kurt from Uptown, Lil Kurt Tasker. Okay. His dad was there. He from down my block, right? Okay. So you can ask Kurt this. Look, we going back down to John. They talk. I'm talking, but I know my squad down here at this table playing dominoes and all that.
So you cool. So you just gotta make it there.
Yeah, as soon as I get there, I'm cool regardless. Whatever gonna happen, my get back game crazy. I ain't worried about that. But Kurt was walking up to the court. So when he walking up by me, I said, yeah, let's get it, Kurt. Kurt, like, what the fuck? Let's get it. But it's throwing them off. They like, who is Kurt? Right. You know what I mean? So now we get down to the bottom. I snout. 2 tables get up. They run over. You know what I mean? So we like, what's up? How y'all want to do it? You know what I mean? Lunchtime, 1 o'clock yard, they supposed to, do whatever they gonna do. You know what I mean? My Sully, my cousin Skater, they all meet me out in the yard. They like, we rolling with you. Now, Skater is my cousin from Chester. He Muslim, though. Okay. They Muslim. You know what I'm saying? So my cousin Skater come. He like, listen, I ain't trying to transgress against you, but this is my family. Right. You know what I mean? So y'all gonna do whatever y'all gonna do. Y'all do that, and that be that. Mm-hmm. So my man Squeak and knockout order, that's my Sully. He like, ain't nobody rolling on him. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what's up? What we gonna do? So me and him go to the scissor. We talk. He say, nah, we gonna leave it where it's at. I knew you for over 20 years, all this old other stuff. You know what I mean? Over 10 years, whatever. We leave it where it was at, but his man was there. Like, he wanted it. I said, all right, me and you gonna leave it there, but I want to rumble him. Like, you feel me? Mm-hmm. So make a long story short, he like, just leave it alone. We gonna leave it alone, this and that and the third. We left it alone, and that was that, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, my whole thing was, I wasn't on no tough stuff, but I'm not letting y'all do nothing. Right. And that's where I was at.
You got to set the tone.
Yeah, that's where I was at.
I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
Tone.
I remember it was one time that I cursed your name. Only once. One time. I got to be honest. One time I had called you. I was like, oh, good brother, let's go. I forget where I wanted you to go. He was like, I ain't really doing nothing tonight. All right, cool. That next morning, I heard you got into some down at Egypt and you locked up, or you on your way. And when I tell, hold on, whoa.
Egypt, I ain't heard that in a while. Wow.
The reason why I was so mad is because you got Black John, the street dude, but the person that I really interested in is Take Money, the artist. I'm not going to rob you of the experience. I'm gonna put them on the spot in a second. But when I say one of the nicest, one of the nicest, but not just rapping, singing.
You can sing.
Yeah, I'm musical. Like, you know, when I was a kid, I used to be in the choir. My mom was a preacher.
That's so dope.
That's why I'm so blessed. A lot of people don't. They probably like, how you keep doing this? My mom, I'm you know, I'm prayed up.
Yeah.
Let's not get that.
Well,
twisted.
it shouldn't. Yeah, but those are two. You know, that's two separate things. You know what I mean? Don't mean you can't be all of these things because
that's all part of music.
yeah, because you was out in the streets. It don't mean you can't be these things.
Though,
Yeah. Well, that's
That
why
works.
that's why we here.
lot.
That's why a lot of us are still sitting here.
That counts for a whole lot. I remember one time being on, I'm gonna say C block out the county. It's about 11:30 at night. Usually you only get entertainment on nights that everybody get their commissary. This is just one of them nights.
Who happy?
No, but it wasn't even commissary night. This is just one of them nights. I sitting in my bunk. I hear a whole bunch of ruckus on. So if I'm on C, I hear a bunch of ruckus on B block. Now, remind you, I'm in my cell, door closed, everything. And I hear somebody singing. I hear Black singing his heart out. You can tell he really don't want to do it, but it was one of them situations where people was probably bugging him for a while. And he was like, all right, tonight's tonight. And when I say my block was completely quiet, he sung for about 20 minutes. Might even say a half an hour.
You doing a mini concert.
It was about a good 20 minutes.
That's what it usually happens on a blizzard. One dude might go another day, then it's your day.
Nobody remember, he's on a completely different block. The fact that I can hear him is amazing, but nobody on my block is saying a thing. They're completely quiet listening to him. And it amazes me how he can entertain so many people naturally just to do it and effortlessly. You understand what I'm saying?
So we get to hear something?
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying. What, really? That's not fair to bring it up and not. Okay, I get it though, because I don't like to be put on the spot either. So I'm gonna
give him
let
an
it go.
out. You put him under pressure.
No,
you give him an out.
Don't get it twisted. I love music. Like,
you can let me hear it later. You can let me hear it. You just gonna tell me you owe me. You owe me.
The people want to hear it.
They already know what it's hitting for. Man.
No, they don't. There's plenty of people that's gonna watch this that you don't know.
Look, music, man. I gotta selling out of here like crazy.
I gotta be fair because I don't like to be put on the spot either. So I get it.
I was actually proud of you for about 15 seconds, and then you gave him an out. That's crazy.
Man, I got all these. I work with.
It's the mask. You're not breathing. Your oxygen is not getting to your brain.
Why do you say these things?
Let's get back to when I came home from Albion. Not to cut you off from what you.
I got you.
Like, because you said something about some situation downtown. And shout out to Shocky and everybody in that situation, man. We good now. So, like, you know what I mean? But, and I was found not guilty of all charges. So, let's make that.
Got you.
Know. But, yeah, shout out to everybody in that situation, man. We definitely good now. But
I only spoke on that because it was just one of them situations to where at the time we was doing music. I'm working with people. That still was my mindset. I'm working with I came home and hollered at, my homie Chad and all them. They got behind me with the music and all that. You know what I mean? So shout out to them too. But I had came home. I came home. What was that? Albion. Talking about the situation of Albion. I had came home after doing 4.5 years at Albion. Mike had left and got killed at Pittsburgh. Rest in peace to Mike.
I thought that's who you were talking about when you kept saying model. I was like, okay. I thought that's who you were talking about. Yeah, rest in peace. Definitely.
Killed me, but like came home after all that stuff. We rumbling them up there though. Like a lot of people don't know, like certain dudes you be thorough with for Philly, but when you get up there, you're gonna be tested. Let's not get that twisted. Like, you know what I mean? They're gonna test you. And did a lot of fighting up that joint. Then I came home 06, and then I started doing the music in 06.
Okay.
I'm talking about real heavy in 06. I dropped the double CD and all that. Me and Ag.
Okay.
Agony.
Yeah, Agony. That was my beat maker. That was my guy. Still to
Last
this day,
week's
that's my
guest, right?
guy.
Wasn't that last week's guest?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, we did shows and all that when they first started the 717 Music Awards and all that. We did that and burned it down the forum and all that, and that's how I met Ag.
Gotcha.
And me and Ag got together and dropped a 32-track double CD. You know what I mean? As far as the music,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean?
How long did you stay home then?
I stayed home 3 years then.
That was the longest run?
Nah, that right
As
now
far
is
as
the longest run.
How long you been home now?
I've been home almost 6 years now.
So did 17.
Yeah.
Finished that 6 years ago. Been home 6 years. What happened that you was like, I'm done with putting myself in a situation to go back? That you were able to stay home for 6 years. I see you cut hair, got a clothing line.
Yeah.
You still do music?
I still got the passion for it.
But you are not actively pursuing music?
Yeah, somebody might call me. I go to the studio, drop something with them or something like that. I still love music, still got the passion, but
like if CB call you for a verse?
Yeah, Bizzle, that's my
Is CB here?
Fuck with him.
Of course CB is here. Shout out to Organized Money, CB in the building. But and I don't want to cut it short, but we're running out of time. But I really want to show people for all that you've been through.
Yeah.
You were able to, at a late age, you didn't do this at 25 and say, you know what, I got kids, let me straighten up. At a later age, you decided, I'm gonna push that life to the side and live a different type of lifestyle.
Yeah, well, when that situation happened that you was talking about, I had just had a little girl. So I ended up doing 4.5 years on a 9-month tech because I beat my case. So
right.
They hit me with 9-month tech. I ended up doing 4.5 years on the 9-month tech. So when I come home, my baby is 4.5 years old. So I said, I'm gonna be a father to her. Like, you know what I mean? Came home and tried to make that happen. You know what I mean? And my other kids too. Like, I just wanted to be there for them. Plus, when I was down, I got to see who everybody was.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So it was like, I'm gonna live a little. Like, you know what I mean? Realizing that this life is a lie for real. Yeah, this is the biggest lie I ever told. Being honest.
That's yeah, but we had to do a part 2 on that because I'd like to, I would like to definitely delve into that. This life is a lie.
I want to say I'm proud of you. Been through some of the situations.
Hold on now, because I still got a little, I still go through situations. I
No. Listen.
Through what I go through.
The fact that you lasted 6 years,
right.
The fact that you go to work every day,
it ain't nothing like it used to be. I fell back, like, you know what I mean, and put myself around positive people that wanted to see me win, like Tyshawn at the shop and all that. Mal, Duke. Couple, people, D-Mars, couple people that, really got
your
love
network,
for me.
Your circle,
like,
your network, no question.
My brother Bus, like people that really got love for me.
Right.
I surrounded myself with them people. You know what I mean? My cousin Boot, my cousin Izzy, all them type of people that really love me. You know what I mean? So, and again, my kids, you know what I mean, seeing the smiles on their face. So I said, I'm gonna fall back from that way of living. You know
but
what I mean?
Man to man, though, I am proud of you, regardless of what type of thoughts you might have from the day to day. You doing something productive.
Right.
You got the clothing line. What's the name of the clothing line?
Dope Boy Fresh, Super Dope Women.
Super Dope Women.
Super Dope Kids.
Super Dope Women and Kids are out now? Or
it's coming.
Coming? Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely coming.
Okay. If I wanted a Dope Boy Fresh sweatshirt, how do I get it? Where do I go to get it?
Inbox me. I'll pull right up to your crib.
Okay, but what's your inbox? What's your social media handles?
Mike Green.
It's the same on Facebook and Instagram?
Yeah. No. On Instagram, I go by Black Jigger.
Black Jigger?
Yeah, but
on
Facebook, it's Mike Green.
Got you. Where did that
come
pass?
To the shop, whatever.
What shop is that?
61st and Derry, Faded.
That's what I was trying to get you to say earlier.
Okay.
When I was like, give the business a shout out.
All right.
There, we doing it.
Got you. Been there for a while too.
Yeah, I've been there 4.5 years.
That's a blessing. Shout out to Tyshawn for giving other people opportunity.
No question. He's a success story in itself.
Yes, indeed. I appreciate you for coming through.
Yeah.
It seems like we might have to do something a little different, maybe a part 2 or
Yeah.
take the cameras outside. And maybe, walk the city and have some good conversation. But definitely do appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, no question.
Yes, thank you.
Shout out to the youngins in the city, man. I want to just let them know that this shit is a lie.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Streets don't let nobody, but it take you from everybody that you love.
Mm.
Just be aware of that, man. You know,
Gotcha.
We ain't glorifying and praising no old ways and none of that.
No, actually, me and the brother had a conversation earlier, and one of the points that were made in our conversation earlier is how you go to war with another side of your city, and this is all over America. You raise to hate another side of your city, but as soon as you go to jail,
that's who you need.
You're gonna need those people,
especially up here.
Yeah,
because we so small. So when you get in there, like you got Philly, you got Pittsburgh, you got all these other cities, you have to come together.
That's right.
Harrisburg up there,
and
it ain't no Uptown Hill, Southside, P-Funk. It's
It's
Harrisburg.
Harrisburg.
yeah,
That's it.
and then throughout that time,
basically, it's a waste of time.
Throughout that time of you dealing with these people, you start realizing some of these people really not bad individuals.
Yeah, shout out to Bundles, man. Bundles got a life sentence from Fifth Ward. I mean, he got 28 years in. And shout out to my brother Ski Bop. He got 27 years in.
Okay.
God willing, he be out of there shortly. You know what I mean?
So you develop these bonds at an older age that become friendships, and y'all might have been firing at each other at one point.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
We need to stop that.
And Tyshawn, that's my brother, but like at one time it wasn't like that.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? But that's my bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Got you. Well, again, thank you for stopping by. I'm Corey. That's Cutie Pie.
And this is Debatable Decisions. Signing
See
off.
y'all soon.